Now at 5 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a close-up at the dredging issue in the Matagorda Bay Ship Channel.
The Texas National Guard installed 2 miles of fencing in the El Paso area near the border. They say there's more to come.
And Southwest Airlines slammed for canceling thousands of flights.
Warmer temperatures and rain chances returning to the Crossroads. I'll have all the details coming up in weather.
The CDC says seasonal flu activity remains high in the U.S. but continues to decline in most parts of the country. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Munoz.
And I'm Karina Garcia. Thank you for joining us.
The City of Victoria has named Deputy Chief Mark Jameson as interim police chief. Last month, Chief Roberto Arredondo announced he was leaving at the end of December to serve as chief in Carrollton. Jameson joined the department in 1997. He served as interim police chief in 2020 as well. The city plans to name a permanent police chief in the spring.
The deepening and widening of the Matagorda Ship Channel in Port Lavaca is at the center stage of a legal battle between environmentalists and the Calhoun Port Authority. The project is now on hold, but one pilot's his perspective on the issue, saying safety is his main concern. The Matagorda Ship Channel Improvement Project, first sanctioned back in 2020 with the approval of Congress and the Army Corps of Engineers, aimed to dredge the Matagorda Bay for oil export purposes in the Port of Calhoun. The deepening and widening of the channel would allow for larger cargo ships to pass through the port terminals, cutting production time in half and increasing revenue for the local economy.
Matagorda County all have a piece to lose by this not happening. I mean, whether the project's put into Calhoun County or whether it's Victoria, Matagorda, Jackson, we all benefit from anything coming across a wider, deeper channel. Because at the end of the day, if it's built in Victoria, people in Calhoun County are going to have jobs there. If it's built in Calhoun County, same thing.
And while the bay's expansion would provide economic boost, not just for Port Lavaca, but for the surrounding counties, a group of environmentalists under the pseudonym Waterkeepers, led by local fourth-generation fisher and native Diane Wilson, claim this dredging project would prove to be an ecological disaster.
The Hart Institute in Port Aransas, they had said that there was over 800 acres that would be impacted, that would be buried, and over 1,000 acres of seagrasses. And if you disperse mercury back into the water column, you could start impacting, the whole health, not only of the fish and marine animals, but human health.
The lawsuit filed by the Waterkeeper cites research from the Hart Institute for Gulf of Mexico Studies, conducted by the help of some experts from Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. The study is an assessment of the potential ecological and physical effects the dredging could have on the surrounding bay. Still, no new samples or statistical analysis were performed. The research was solely based on literature review of past projects that closely resemble Matagorda Bay. What the assessment did conclude was that oyster beds and seagrass would be highly impacted. It also states mercury mobilization caused by the dredging is a major concern, but, quote, new mercury concentration assessment should be conducted to accurately assess the current location and concentration of the mercury in Lavaca Bay. Captain David Adrian, a Matagorda Bay pilot with 17 years of experience, claims his main concern lies with the safety of his crew and ship.
Number one is safety is our number one priority, and we can't work our way around that. We can't be involved with the financial outcome of the port or a customer. That's just not in our nature. It's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. We're out here handling $100 million vessels full of hundreds of millions of dollars of cargo, chemicals from all over the world, and in the most hostile conditions imaginable. Like today, we have 25 to 30 knots of wind and almost 5 knots of current on the bar. that's just a day for us.
Captain Adrian wrote a letter to the Army Corps of Engineers shortly before they withdrew approval, asking them to reconsider. In his letter, Captain Adrian describes the Matagorda Ship Channel as the most dangerous on the Gulf Coast, as it ranks second in the nation to the Columbia River Bar in Oregon. As we continued our ride along, climbing from a small pilot ship onto the SC Virgo cargo ship, we experienced what Captain Adrian describes as deadly waters, which have claimed a handful of lives over the past decade across several ports in the United States. The Matagorda Ship Channel in particular is extremely shallow and narrow. This makes directing a large cargo ship difficult, allowing room for error, which could potentially cause a spillage and thus cause damage to the surrounding area.
But we're only 200 feet wide and we're the narrowest. This channel was designed for ships that were built in the 1960s. Here it is 2022, we're on 5th generation vessels and they only get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we can't seem to get widened and deepened to accommodate these larger vessels.
Executive Director Charles Hausman says this regional project will continue with its legal challenges in court. Hausman says this won't be the last time we hear about the Matagorda dredging project, with more to come.
And with that, here's your viewer poll this afternoon. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to participate. The question is, do you think the Matagorda Ship Channel should be dredged? Yes or no? We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. We'll have what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News Now at 6.
The Texas National Guard has installed over 2 miles of fencing since the first feet of border fencing went up in the El Paso area last week. A Texas National Guard spokesperson says more fencing is expected soon. As of Monday, about 22,000 migrants were sleeping in shelters and makeshift encampments across 3 northern Mexico cities. Today, the Supreme Court kept Title 42, the Trump-era immigration policy allowing asylum seekers to be turned away right away.
The U.S. Department of Transportation says it will look into flight cancellations by Southwest Airlines that left travelers stranded at airports across the country. Many airlines were forced to cancel flights due to weather, but Southwest by far was the most affected. Of the 2,890 flight cancellations in the U.S. early Tuesday, 2,522 were canceled off by Southwest. A Southwest spokesperson says cancellations snowballed as the storm moved from the east to west, leaving flight crews and planes out of place.
All right, I left the house today without my blue jean jacket. I don't think I need it, but Scott, what do you say?
Yeah, I think we can leave the jackets at home for a little while, James. We're going to see this warm weather start to move in and filter in. This is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The yellow indicating the 70s, the orange down there in Mexico indicating the 80s. That's going to get close to us as we get later toward the week. So warm weather all the way through next week. We'll talk about exactly how long it'll stick around, plus our rain chances going up. We'll have all the details coming up in your forecast. James, Karina?
All right, Scott, thank you. Public health experts fear a surge in respiratory viruses following holiday gatherings and New Year's Eve celebrations coming up. They're concerned about 3 viruses in particular: the flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Holiday gatherings provide extra opportunities for these illnesses to spread, and cases did surge right after Thanksgiving. Another factor is the wave of flight cancellations sweeping the country. Large amounts of people are stuck in crowded, stressful settings at airports. That's a recipe for viral spread. COVID-19 increases appear to be relatively mild. Right now, every household in the U.S. can get 4 free at-home COVID-19 tests. Go to covidtest.gov or call the number there on your screen. A few weeks ago, the White House warned of that COVID-19 winter surge. The best advice, if you're feeling sick, stay home. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Cayman Furniture Company with the Magic of Christmas giveaway. One local family now has a home full of new furniture.
Also ahead, if you are overdoing it at the dinner table, trust me, you are not alone.
There have been ups and downs over the last couple of years, but we persevered and kept moving forward.
And it has been awesome to see our community staying strong and working together when we need each other.
We want to encourage you to keep strong, but also know that when life puts you in a difficult situation, Our law firm is here to help.
We are proud Texans who have each other's back.
So from all of us here at Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we want to express our deep gratitude to our community and encourage you all to stay strong.
Bank robbery! Starting January 3rd, the Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the Feds for an action-packed crossover event.
This suspect is extremely dangerous.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd on ABC.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
Kamen Furniture believes it's better to give than to receive. That's why every year they bring the magic of Christmas to a family in the Crossroads. Donald Pendleton and Carol Henson of Edna won this year's furniture delivery. Donald served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam conflict.
I'm so thankful. Once again, this is over 40 years of delivering a house full of furniture, a house full of joy.
Thank you for Mr. Kamen and his family, everything that they have done.
The Jackson County Fire Department nominated Donald and Carol for this year's Kamen Magic of Christmas. Well, over the holiday season, we tend to overindulge, which can lead to feelings of fullness and bloating.
If you're not feeling like your usual self, you are not alone. Here are some ways to help with the post-holiday bloat.
You may not normally indulge yourself, but the holiday candy, cookies, and other confections are hard to resist this time of year, and it can leave your belly a little out of sorts.
All of these foods, for the most part, can cause inflammation in the body.
If you overdid it over the holidays, get back on track now. Start by cutting out those fatty, sugary foods today.
That might start to make you feel better, and just get back on, your healthy eating schedule, whether you're tracking your calories, you're tracking your macronutrients, or you're just being aware of the foods that you're eating.
Wellness coach Joey Thurman says to focus on lean protein, fruits and veggies, as well as healthy fats, and focus on hydration.
Water is going to hydrate our cells. In particular, I think people forget about having water that has electrolytes in it, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and those are very important.
Thurman says movement is also important to help with that bloat, whether it's walking, stretching, or traditional yoga poses.
You're getting your blood to your muscle tissues. That's going to deliver nutrients to that. That's also going to help your digestive system. It's a prokinetic, so help digesting that food and helping push that through.
Thurman says to be especially mindful of how you eat, slow down and enjoy each bite, and you may find you'll eat less. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I've got your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day forecast coming up next.
Army Sergeant veteran Albert Maddox is your military hero for the month of December, and for the first time, his service dog, Chloe. Maddox was born pretty far away from the Crossroads because he was born in Verdun, France. His family would make their way back to the States, but it wasn't easy because he lost both parents at a young age, but he kept going. He graduated in 1984 and then at the age of 19 decided it was time for a change.
Work slowed down, so I figured I'm going to join the military.
The next thing he knew, it was off to boot camp after he enlisted in the Army in 1985.
My boot camp was Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and that scared the heck out of me. It really did, because all the snow and everything, and we had to go out and march in it, and we had to qualify with our M16s. Yeah, we had the old M16s back then.
Due to his expertise with engines and machines, Maddox would go on to become a tank mechanic for the United States Army, working on tanks in Texas and Oregon.
We worked on the Abrams, and we did all kinds of stuff with, we pulled packs, which is the main control of the tank. It was their engine. And we worked on transmissions, anything that we could have done with the Abrams.
Maddox would spend 10 years in the Army after being honorably discharged and took a break of service. He would go on to raise a family and work for the justice system, but his time serving in the Army wasn't over yet. Maddox's son wanted his dad to go back in the Army with him.
he talked me in going back in. I'm like, oh. So he's like, come on, come on. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll do it.
So in 2009, after joining again, he was back to his job working on tanks, something he was not only skilled in, but had a passion for.
Here I am again, working on Bradleys. That was my job, and I loved it.
A year later, both Maddox and his son deployed to Iraq, sometimes even seeing one another at the base they were stationed at, Joint Base Valad, which he said was pretty cool to be that close to his son. He was a vehicle commander and worked in recovery, so he would drive a tow truck, but for large military equipment. And it was just Maddox and one other person, so they didn't have much protection.
We carried a 240, and we each carried a pistol. That was our protection.
And they did have a few close calls.
A sniper shot at my side window and one in the front of me because they knew that I was important to some way or another because I wasn't driving. So, but of course, knock on wood, none of them actually went through.
He was hit with an IED, but he made a commitment to his troops to make sure they'd get back home. But it wasn't easy, as he would lose a friend who was in another unit.
When the IED went off, it went right in the middle of my HEMTC wrecker. And my HEMTC wrecker was like this. I don't remember too much, but evidently my driver is the one that took care of me.
Maddox served 20 years and then retired, and it wasn't easy to transition back to everyday life. So once back in the States, he knew he had to address his PTSD.
I mean, you bring a lot of stuff home, and it's hard to get out of that habit. A lot of it is the stuff that happened over there, you know, and it's just like me driving with, you know, being a passenger with somebody, you know, you're always on guard. You know, I'm looking around through the passenger window and somebody will be asking me like, what are you doing? And you're looking for IEDs.
Then, like a match made in heaven, Maddox was paired with his service dog, Chloe. She needed him just as much as he needed her because at the time, Chloe's living conditions weren't the best as she was living out of a car.
And when I got her, we still were doing training. There was things that she was learning from me and I was learning a lot from her.
And Chloe sure is a great service dog.
If she sees me where I'm getting depressed or getting in that mood, she would come up and hit my hand or grab a hold of my finger or you know, and she would talk to me, you know, and that was her way of telling me, hey, you know, she would bring me down.
Chloe goes everywhere Maddox goes, even on camping trips.
When I caught a fish, I guess that's the first time she ever went fishing, but she got excited. She, you know, I had a fish on the hook and everything, and she was trying to sniff it, and the tail was hitting her in the nose. I mean, but she enjoyed it. She loves to go camping.
So thank you to Albert Maddox and all our military heroes, and a special shout out to all the service animals out there as well.
She is part lab, male mute, and part pit.
About 100% good dog.
100% good dog.
He's also very active in the VFW, serving as the junior vice commander, assistant quartermaster, and bar manager. So stop in for burger night every Wednesday, and Maddox will be the first one to greet you. Adam Seibel, KAVU-TV 25 News Now.
Victoria Eye Center and 25 News Now brings to you every Monday a Vision Health segment to learn about eye diseases and possible treatments. Tune into the segment or go to crossroadstoday.com to learn more about eye health, brought to you by Victoria Eye Center.
Hi, welcome to Toyotathon.
Now the holidays are over, I'm focused on getting into great shape and getting a great Toyota.
We've got exciting models to choose from, like Camry, RAV4, Corolla, and more.
Maybe I'll just stick with the RAV4.
Excellent choice.
Fits my active lifestyle.
Cheat day?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Spread joy faster this holiday season with Optimum. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month, locked in for 2 years with no annual contract. Order now and get a $100 Visa prepaid card. Plus, Showtime is included for 3 months and your equipment is on us. Go from 300 meg internet to spreading joy faster than ever with Optimum. Call 866-9-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Sherry has a good time all the time. That last my knee went and you know we're always laughing. Shake it, shake it. Oh my God! Shake it from head to toe. Shake it, shake it.
And welcome back. If you like beautiful sunsets, you might step outside in the next 30 or 45 minutes with these high clouds. We usually see some really nice sunsets. We did get down to 31, so this will be our last night of freezing for the year and for a while. High today at 59, normally 66, below our normal temperature, but that is going to change very quickly starting tomorrow. Right now 57 in Victoria. South-southeast winds at 7 at Dew Point, still very dry out there at 32 degrees. Most of us in the 50s around the crossroads, except for Gonzales, Nixon, both at 62, as well as Karnes City and Beeville, all on the western side of the crossroads in the 60s. Temperatures around the state pretty mild. Amarillo there at 64 degrees, only 2 degrees less than Brownsville at 66. Still pretty chilly around Houston, 55 and 46 in Tyler, where most of that cold air is. And that's because this high pressure is still up in this area. That's where a lot of the cold air is. And we're going to see a dry line start to move into the state. This is Thursday at 6 a.m. and out ahead of that dry line, we're going to see clouds and rain chances increase as it gets closer to the crossroads. We're going to see that rain become more widespread. Could see some embedded thunderstorms as well for Thursday. And then as that sticks around, we could see some residual rain. This is Friday, even at 8 o'clock, as late as 8. We could see some rain associated with this dry line. But notice as that dry line eventually pushes east, this is Saturday, this is New Year's Eve, at 2 p.m. Nothing but clear skies, few high clouds, but a southerly flow keeping things nice and warm. And then Sunday, 1 a.m., this is New Year's right after midnight. In case you're out bringing in the new year, I wanted to show you this. Clear skies, no rain in the forecast. And then we get to Monday at midnight, we start to see our next front show up in the northern part of the state, bringing us rain chances 1 p.m. on Monday. This is Tuesday at 7 as that front eventually moves through. We could have an alert day, so stay tuned to Howie and Trey for that on Monday. Water temp 51. You see your high and low tide. Could see some patchy fog in the morning. In those bay waters, 2 to 4 feet, slightly choppy. This evening, 46 under partly cloudy skies. And then for overnight, going down to 41. Again, patchy fog after midnight. 75 tomorrow, patchy fog in the morning. Should mix out by 9 or 10 or so. And then 63 degrees by 10 a.m., 72 by 12, 75 degrees. It is warming up, folks, by 3 p.m. Again, patchy fog, and those winds pretty strong, too, picking up out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Thursday, 40% chance of rain with that dry line. The dry line moves through. It's going to knock that high temperature down just a bit to 74. Then there's Saturday and Sunday, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Beautiful, plenty of sunshine with temperatures in the upper to mid-70s, low temperatures staying nice and cool in the mid-50s. And then there's that front with a possible alert day on Monday with a 50% chance of rain, and then we could see some lingering showers Tuesday morning. You could download the Crossroads app today, get the latest in news, weather, and sports at your fingertips, plus sign up for email alerts, and it's free. James.
All right, Scott, thank you so much. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at Wall Street. Plus, while several grocery store items have become more expensive this year, nothing comes close to the rise in egg prices.
Victoria All Sports, South Texas's largest family-owned sporting goods store. Having served Victoria and surrounding counties since 1971, we're proud to continue to meet your firearms, hunting, fishing, camping, and outdoor apparel needs. Our friendly and knowledgeable outdoor experts can help you pick the perfect equipment for your next outdoor excursion, and that our in-house gunsmith services are available long after your purchase. Come get geared up at Victoria All Sport, located at 1902 Houston Highway, right here in Victoria.
Hello, neighbor. Before you buy a home,
before you sell a home,
before you make any home improvements, call USA Foundation Repair.
A thorough and honest inspection is what you get from USA Foundation Repair.
We work with realtors and contractors on the front line every day doing inspections and repairs. Don't get taken to the train station. Get the USA Foundation Repair brand of approval. Call us today for an honest inspection.
From all of us here at 25 News Now, happy holidays and a happy new year.
The defendant runs a tournament. You entered your team. You paid a fee.
This youth football coach couldn't get a win on the field.
The two teams that you played were the same age.
Our players weren't as seasoned as...
Maybe you shouldn't have entered them in a tournament.
Now,
You want your money back.
he looks for a victory in court.
So your team lost twice. A couple of your kids roughed up a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe it had to do with the coaching.
Next, Judge Judy.
Has the body positivity movement gone too far? Based on science, if you're overweight, you're at risk for diseases.
I disagree with you.
So you would reject the science.
People of a higher weight are more likely to survive heart attacks. So many doctors are middle-aged white men, and my body is different.
Thank you for calling me middle-aged. Next, Dr. Phil.
Stocks are closing lower this afternoon after the long holiday weekend, adding to the market's recent losses as Wall Street counts down its final days of a painful year for investors. The Dow gaining 61 points, the S&P losing 11 points, and the Nasdaq down 152 points. Oil down 3 cents, closing at $79.53 a barrel.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the price of eggs jumped nearly 50% in 2022 through November, not adjusted for seasonal swings. One reason, a deadly avian flu reduced poultry flocks, specifically turkeys and egg-laying hens. Add to that rising feed and energy costs for producers as well as high demand. Experts think the peak has passed, but until these conditions improve, expect to pay more for eggs.
All right, stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast. Plus, we'll show you more of this video, a teacher having a dance battle with her student.
Texas Glass and Tinning, your local experts in auto glass replacements, is now offering recalibrations for your windshield replacements to get you back on the road safely. Texas Glass and Tinning has master auto technicians with over 20 years experience, offering you prompt and exceptional service, insured, and servicing the Golden Crescent and surrounding areas.
If it's glass, it's Texas Glass. Texas Glass and Tinting.
It's the first semifinal.
Gotta go big.
And the stars are shining.
What is Scrabble?
What is This is America?
Who's Queen?
The brightest one will win $1 million for charity.
You guys are going down.
Celebrity Jeopardy. ABC tonight and stream on Hulu.
New Year's Eve magic is in the air with performances by Sierra, Dove Cameron, Duran Duran, Phineas, J-Ho, Wiz Khalifa, and so many more. Tim Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live on ABC.
The year's most shocking caught on tapes. Next Inside Edition. It can happen in the blink of an eye. From fires.
Ma'am, you have to evacuate.
To choking. To life-saving rescues.
Baby, you're okay. You're okay.
The best caught on tapes ever. 2022. Oh, what a year it was. Next Inside Edition.
Next Live. Reality superstar. Fashion icon. Business mogul.
You just have no idea.
Kim Kardashian
from the Kardashians.
with Kim's family.
Kim Kardashian from the Kardashians.
And Kim.
The Kardashians.
See cool, guys.
Oh yeah, no, we're chill, we're cool, we're good.
We're totally cool. We couldn't be cooler. We're
Please.
totally cool.
Plus, Michael Consuelos.
Sherry has a good time all the time. That last my knee went and you know we're always laughing.
Shake it, shake it.
Oh my God!
Shake it from head to toe. Shake it, shake it.
Hey, you. It's that time of year again.
Football, baby!
When it's okay to get a little carried away for football. Why? Because this is playoff season.
Okay, this is one of the videos you want to watch over and over and over again, so we'll just watch it with you. I love the little kid dancing. These students challenged their teacher to a dance-off between exams on December 23rd, and it sent them all screaming. The student went straight into attack mode, but look at his teacher there. Yolanda Turner brought her game. Assistant Principal Natalie McLean filmed the moment with the 8th graders. They went wild, and of course, Karina, the video went viral. Look at her go.
Of course, look at her go. Who do you think won that dance-off?
I think she did.
I think she did,
Do not
too.
challenge the teacher, right?
She went off. Good for her.
Great. My favorite
Good for
teacher
her.
was in 4th grade. Yours?
My favorite teacher, I would have to say one of my college professors.
College? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had some good
definitely.
ones there.
Well, let's shimmy away to our weather with Scott. How's it looking over there?
Well, it's looking pretty good. Just shimmy right on over, and I'll tell you. This is Port Lavaca, 40% chance of rain Thursday with that dry line moving through. Temperatures about the same as we're going to see in Victoria. Then as we move up to Cuero, we're going to see those rain chances a little bit higher on Monday with the approach of that next front. James, Karina?
But Scott, thank you. We hope you take time to dance tonight. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus.
And we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.